One out, nobody on, 2 runs in. Bottom of the first inning. Pittman fires and is swung on and fouled back behind the Bryan crowd. Rick Hausman, the umpire, throws it back out to Pittman. One quick strike on the batter, Simon. Talked to the manager, Clifford Height, a little bit earlier, and he said that Roebuck has 6 innings left of pitching performance. This one is hit behind the plate. 2 strikes now on the batter, Simon. Roebuck is there also, their star-studded pitcher, which National Trail picked on in the latter innings to pick up the victory to get here to the championship round. But we'll have to see as the game progresses. This one swung on and popped up again, and it's way, way, way out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Simon. Simon, the cleanup batter for Bryan. Pitch is down low. Now it is a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Acme State final action. Brought to you exclusively on Jackson Cable, Channel 5. This one's in there for strike 3. Tough pitch there by Todd Pittman. First strikeout he's recorded. Now that brings up the number 5 batter, Steve Coleman, junior first baseman, number 14, who bats 5th in the lineup for Bryan. Now we have 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning. 2 runs already in on the strength of Roebuck's home run. And this one swung on and missed. Sweeping curve does the job for Pittman. This one's fouled right into the Bryan clubhouse, striking a couple of the Bryan players, but no obvious damage done to the players. Umpire Hausman now collects a couple balls from behind the plate, and we should be back to action pretty soon. We're filming from behind the center field fence once again. This one swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. So 2 consecutive strikeouts by Pittman after the home run given up to Roebuck. Makes the score 2-0 in favor of Bryan. And in the inning, they had 2 runs on the 1 hit, and that was Roebuck's home run. Ready now for the second inning of action. Pitch is up high for a ball. Up is Doug Decker, junior third baseman, number 16. This one's a ball also. 2 balls, no strikes on the batter, Decker. Decker awaits the pitch. And this one's in there for a strike. We got the rock and the fire. This one's a shot, and we'll have to see if it drops in, and it does. Base hit by Doug Decker into right field. And now we have Kevin Havlin, freshman shortstop, number 3, who bats 6th in the lineup for National Trail. Managed by Rod Dunham. Assistant coach is Doug Havlin. 1 on, nobody out. Top of the second. This one's down low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. On the batter, Havlin. Decker on first, leads off a little bit. Cormany looks around and he finally fires, and it's high and outside for another ball. 2-0's the count. On the batter, Havlin. Havlin, freshman to be. This one's high, very high. A little bit outside, ball 3. 3-0's the count. Cormany facing a lot of left-handers. This one's inside, it bounces in front of the catcher. Now we have runners on first and second, nobody out. And that brings up Scott Suggs, Jr., first baseman, number 17. And we'll have to see how long Ken Cormany can last. In the first inning he had problems, and now in the second inning he's starting off with problems. It'll be up to National Trail to capitalize. Because Bryan, in order to get here, he had to use a lot of pitchers.
The first baseman, number 17, Scott Suggs.
Suggs now steps into the batter's box to face Cormany. Cormany wears number 5 on the back of his purple jersey. And it's outside and low for ball. 1 ball. No strikes. 2 men on. Top of the second inning, trails down by 2 runs. This one's in there for a strike. Count is 1-1. Both runners for Trail leading off. This one's a sacrifice. See if they go to first, and they end up going there, and it's a close play because when the fielder first picked up the ball, he looked toward third, and there was no play there, so he had to make a quick toss over to first base. Now we have runners on second and third. Sacrifice by Suggs. Now that brings up the number 8 batter, Mark Bain, Jr., right fielder.
The right fielder, number 12, Mark Bain.
1 out. Runners on second and third. Bain. Batting left-handed against Cormany. First baseman and the second baseman playing in. This one's, I believe, pass ball, and the run comes in. A very interesting play indeed there. It's hard to pick up right at first. Looked like perhaps he fouled it off, but he didn't. It was just that type of a pitch.
It just might have also hit the plate. It's very difficult to see from as far out as we are, but the big thing is it's a run.
Now it is 2-1. Trail only down by 1 run, and they still only have 1 out. We have a runner on third as both runners from second and third advanced. Cormany pitches, and it's hit right out to center field. Might have a play at the plate. Center fielder catches it. The tag's made. And we'll have to see if they get him. And he's there, I believe. But no, they called him out at the last second. So a nice play from the center fielder to Roebuck. And then Roebuck fired home. And in the inning, National Trail came up with 1 run on 1 hit. Walk Roebuck, but I give up the home run.
The second baseman, number
Ready now for the bottom of the second inning. Bryan comes up to the plate, and they will bring up Marty Swinder, Jr., second baseman, number 10. That's 6th in the order. Score now is 2-1, and we're just now starting the bottom of the second inning. Pittman fires inside for a ball. The key for Pittman will be if he can keep in a groove after the first inning. Seems like the first inning is always his downfall. But he has struck out the last 2 batters that he has faced. Pittman fires, and it's in there. Count now is 1-1. Pittman right-handed hurler for National Trail. This one's fouled down the first base line. 2 strikes now on the batter, Swinder. Pittman is ahead in the count, 1-2. Facing the first batter of the second inning. This one's chopped, and it's fouled back of the plate. Swinder looked lost when the curveball came dropping in. He was lucky to chop at it and make contact. Have to see if he's so fortunate on this next pitch. Pittman rocks. He swung on and missed. So right now we have Pittman for 3 strikeouts, and they have been 3 in a row. He struck out the last 2 in the first inning, and now the first batter. He has struck out in this second inning of action. Now up is Jamie Stewart, Jr., third baseman, number 7, who bats 7th in the lineup for Bryan. Bryan spouts a 25-4 mark. Pittman fires inside for a ball. Pittman looks to be in his usual groove, but we'll have to find out. Next pitch is in there, swung on and missed. Count now is 1-1. Pittman gets a sign from Pennington and fires. This one's called a ball. A little bit outside and low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the second inning. This one's in there. Now the count should be 2-2. Sunday evening action, August 3rd. Pittman fires, and pitch looked perfect from there, but it must have been a little bit outside. It's called a ball. Now that brings it up to a full count, 3-2. The make or break pitch for any pitcher. Batter Stewart swings feebly at the pitch, misses completely, and now we have 4 consecutive strikeouts for pitcher Todd Pittman. That brings up the number 8 batter, and that's Matt McClure, Jr., designated hitter number 18. Since Pittman gave up the home run to Roebuck, he's not giving the fielders or anybody else much of a chance to do anything. It's just Pittman and Pennington mowing down the batters. This one's in there for a strike. Nice pitch there. Looked like McClure wanted to offer at it, but he was too confused by it once the ball ripped by the plate, with Pittman's sweeping curve doing the action. This one swung on and missed, and that was just straight heat. So Pittman's way ahead in the count against McClure. McClure the DH for Bryan. Bottom of the second inning. National Trail, sponsored by North Construction. Steve North, head man of the operations. This one swung on and missed, and now we have Pittman with 5 consecutive strikeouts. And in the second inning, Pittman struck out the side, so of course we have no runs on no hits. And after 2 complete innings, the score is 2-1 in favor of Bryan. That'd be kind of hard.
Travis Call, senior, left fielder. wearing number 8 on his jersey, the 9th batter. Top of the 3rd inning, and National Trail behind by 1 run. Cormany, the pitcher for Bryan, throws, ball 1. Bryan must win this game or they're out. National Trail, if they lose, has to come back and win the 2nd. That's simple. Pitch. Inside, high, ball 2. Cormany very fortunate that he's still ahead. Only a good play kept him from being tied. Ball 3. Cormany does not seem to have good location of the plate. As Mark Bain hit a ball out to the center fielder, into Roebuck and in home, and they cut down Havlin trying to score on what would have been a sacrifice fly. Ball 4. Call says, I'll make a house call on first base, and that's where he is. On the walk, Jeff Bowser, now the leadoff man. Start the game is up, number 10, sophomore center fielder. Made an out his first time up, bats from the left side tonight. National Trail can switch hit a lot. Cormany now faces him. Bowser throws, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Cormany's slow curve drifted in. Cormany with a 2-1 lead. Bowser steps out of the batter's box. Trail knows exactly what they have to do. They have to win this one, and then there's nothing to worry about. There isn't any second game. Lose this one, we got another one. Cormany entrusted with the task of keeping Bryan in it. There's a sacrifice try, but it doesn't work, and the runner steals second. Because the throw was high, Roebuck tried to bring the ball down, but you can't do that. And actually, that was a very fortunate play for National Trail because Bowser tried to sacrifice, missed the ball, but still it didn't matter. His call slid in under that high throw. Now, the play is to put the ball on the right-hand side on the ground and move on, call to third. Let's see what happens. Bowser knows what he has to do. Cormany wants the strikeout. Cormany pitches, and the ball is hit to the right side, and it's out into right field. It's a base hit. The runner falls down. He will have to go back to third. There was a case when Call was rounding third. It would have been close at home, and he fell down rounding third, which perhaps wasn't so bad after all because it could have been close. That ball went like a shot into right field, and now there's runners on first and third. Nobody out. Todd Pittman, who had a hit the first time, is up.
Number 15,
So
Todd
it's
Pittman.
Cormany, the pitcher, for Bryan against Pittman, the batter, right at this moment. But really, it's pitcher against pitcher. Pittman can hit. He has proven so in the past. Bats from the left-hand side. Bowser leads off first. Call leads off third. 2-1, top of the third. Acme. And the pitch is called a ball very late on that call. Ball 1, no strikes. Pittman wanting desperately to put that bat into action. The throw is over to first. Cormany not afraid to throw the ball around with runners on first and third and nobody out. National Trail in a most advantageous position because they have their 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up. This is Pittman time. Pittman waits. Cormany fires. The ball is hit out of play along the third base side. The umpire's right over there by the tower, but the ball went foul. We can see right now that Bryan is warming up a pitcher just in case Pittman gets hold of one. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Cormany go out of there. It seems almost as if Bryan is trying to win this game without using Roebuck and then come back with Roebuck in the finals. But of course you have to win this one or there is no final. This is it. Again, we wait. And there's a line shot by Pittman. It's in the gap. It's going to score 1. It could score 2. It looks like it is going to score 2. Pittman heads for second. The base runner is in with no play being made. And look at Pittman. Pittman is raising his arms up in victory, clapping for himself. You can't help but love this Todd Pittman, Ted. He enjoys the game of baseball more than anybody I've seen.
Yes, he does. There's no doubt about that.
Out into left center field, 2 RBIs. Pittman 2 for 2. National Trail now takes the lead. They have overcome Roebuck's tremendous 2-run homer shot in the first inning, and Pittman has gotten the 2 runs back, and there's nobody out. Here comes Jeff Pennington, who K'd the first time. Excuse me, Todd Snyder, number 9, is up. Todd Snyder waits and takes it. Ball 1. Snyder made an out the first time also. So the damage has been done this inning, as Todd Pittman has delivered. A walk, a single, and a double so far. They try to pick off Pittman. Joe Roebuck, great athlete that he is having to jump up in the air to catch the errant throws. First one by the catcher, and then one by the pitcher. Still, Todd Snyder waits at the plate. Todd Snyder wearing number 9, batting from the right side. He wanted to sacrifice that time, but you can't sacrifice when the ball is in the dirt. So he takes it. We have 2 balls and no strikes. National Trail trying to win the Acme State Championship. Bryan determined that they won't do it. Carmody waits, and the pitch is in there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Snyder waits at the plate. National Trail with a very, very young team here in the state finals. You can't do any better than this. Swing, miss, as Carmody came sidearm on that one. An excellent pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. National Trail, a gambling team. When they get ahead, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Snyder lay it down. They try the unorthodox, and they get away with it. Astute manager Rod Dunham got him this far. And the ball is very, very low. And the throw to first base as he swung, missed. It is a strikeout. That pitch was actually in the dirt, and they had to throw to first. They did so. The runner did not advance. Now Jeff Pennington is up. Pennington whiffed the first time up. He was low to get hold of one. Now Pennington is going to bat left-handed this time. He bats both. Yeah, he batted right-handed and struck out. Now he's batting left-handed against the right-handed offerings of Carmody. Carmody looking at him, throws, and the ball is hit, and it's hit deep. And they're discussing what it is, and I think they've called it foul. It was very close to being a double. Down the line where we are at the 327 sign, you cannot tell, and we waited on the umpire's call, but Pennington really got into that pitch. That could have been a sure double and another run for National Trail. Pennington now knows that he can hit Carmody. Very determined young man, Jeff Pennington. Waits. Now will Carmody try him again. And I think we have a balk, and we do have a balk. That is not what Carmody had in mind. That puts National Trail with a runner on third. Now Pennington's task becomes extremely simple. All he has to do is to get that ball sufficiently deep. After last inning, we don't know how far you have to hit it. But Ted, right now, you have to say with a little cessation in action that National Trail's in pretty good shape.
Yes, they are. With Carmody on the mound, I believe that they can basically score at will, but we'll have to see as the game progresses. And as far as National Trail is concerned, if they can do what they're doing now, and if Pittman stays in his groove, I imagine that they'll take the championship.
All right, we'll see what happens. Here's Pennington waiting, and the pitch is very, very low into the dirt. Pennington was able to lay off. Pennington has a chance for an RBI here if he can put that ball in play. Carmody determined that he won't do it. Pennington waits. The pitch is outside. Now we have a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And since that line shot that was almost a double, Carmody seems to be almost himself having difficulty in putting the ball anywhere near Mr. Pennington. Pennington waits. and he took it, and it's strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 1 man out. Pennington now has 1 swing left, and Corman, if he could record another strikeout of Pennington, would be coming out of this perhaps in relatively good shape. But there's a shot, and it's deep. It's caught, but unfortunately, that time when he caught it, the fielder had to go to his knees, and any chance he had whatsoever of erasing the runner at the plate died when he had to go to his knees to catch Pennington's line shot. Pennington did exactly what he was up there to do. He put the ball in play. He put it in play deep into the left fielder's hands, yes, but the run scores. Pittman is in there, and right now we have a score of 4-2 with Doug Decker, a junior third baseman, number 16, who had a single his first time up. 2 out, but this has been the inning that National Trail seems to have in every game they play. Corman is still in there. 2 out. Decker hits a ground ball to the third baseman. Should be an easy out, and is. But the damage has been done as National Trail has taken over in this particular inning. We find 3 runs on 2 hits. 3 runs on 2 hits. Ted Landis Sr., and here comes pitcher Ken Cormany up. He's the 9th batter. He wears number 5 on his jersey, and we have Todd Pittman now facing a very pivotal inning. And the first pitch is a ball. I say pivotal because now National Trail is in the lead by a score of 4-2, and that inning took quite a bit out of Pittman because he batted well and ran well, scored a run, but didn't have time to get any rest at all, so we'll see what happens. And we now find a strike 1, ball 1. National Trail needs this. If they get this, there isn't any more. And Pittman knows it. There's a pitch, hit to the shortstop, hits him. It hit the shortstop, Havlin. Bad hop. We'll call that one a single because that one was one that Havlin actually had no chance. The ball just bounced up and bit him. I believe it hit him either in the chest or the throat. He made a game try to pick it up, but couldn't get him at first base. Those are the kind of things that really make it difficult. Here comes the leadoff hitter, Andy Moore, senior left fielder, who also got on in the first inning, and that was an error by Havlin. This one was just simply the breaks of the ball game. Pittman, who should have had an out, however, finds himself now instead with a runner on, and this could be difficult. Good pitch, strike. The sweeping curve of Todd Pittman is something really that I don't think the fans behind the plate can appreciate as we can out here above the center field fence, because we watch it break, and it is a thing of beauty. There's a pitch out, they throw down, and they do not get him. So now we find Pittman versus Moore again. The leadoff man looks down to get the signal. You're down 2 runs now, so I don't think we'll see the sacrifice by Bryan. Putting ourselves in his place. There's a throw over to first again to let the runner know that Pittman knows he's there. And Bryan from way up north, almost into Michigan, Indiana border there. An excellent, excellent baseball team, but so is National Trail. Swing, miss. 2 strikes. This would be a big one. Seldom have we seen 2 players on opposing teams as great as what we've seen. We use the word great markedly because we mean it. Todd Pittman is just a great pitcher, Joe Roebuck is a great athlete, but so is Pittman. There's a ball, and it is hit. And it's an error by Haviland, and the runner moves on to third base. And Haviland is having a most difficult game at shortstop, as that's the second error that he has made on this same batter. Now there are runners on first and third. Nobody out. Moore is on first. Carmody, the pitcher, is on third, and there are no batters out. Bringing up Steve Voigt, who sacrificed the first time he was up. He wears number 1 on his jersey. This inning could be a long one. We'll be back in just a moment.
Field number 1, Steve Voigt.
Steve Voigt is up now with runners on first and third. He bats second in the lineup, and he has a chance to really do some good for Bryan, because a bad hop single and then an error have put 2 men on base, first and third, with nobody out. Pittman now, through none of his own making, is faking in a difficult situation. The ball is fouled. Pittman had 5 consecutive strikeouts before the bad hop single by pitcher Carmody, and then the error on the ground ball by Moore by Haviland led to this contretemps here. Here's the pitch. Swing. Miss. That curveball broke clear down into the dirt, and Voigt waved at it and missed it. Well, now, 2 strikes. 2 strikes on the batter. Nobody out, and 2 on, and trail up 4-2. And it's strike 3 call, as Pittman crossed up the batter with a fastball that was a thing of beauty. But here it comes, the classic duel, won the last time by Roebuck, and Roebuck hit it over the right field fence. He's playing shortstop in this game. He has a 2-run homer. He's facing Pittman. If he jacks another one, Bryan will then lead 5-4. That's simple. Pittman, of course, has other ideas. Let's see what happens. Pittman versus Roebuck. 2 of the great ones going head-to-head. Last time, Roebuck won it with a home run clout, bringing in the only 2 runs they've got. Here's the pitch, and it's outside and low. Pittman just may not give him anything good at all. Roebuck bats from the right side. 1 man out. Here's the pitch. And it's called a strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. You like tense ball games? You love national trails. They play them all that way, but they win. The pitch is a curve that drifts outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Roebuck swings that bat while he's waiting. He wants so badly to park another one, and Pittman is determined that he won't do it. Here we go, the pitch, and it's ball 3. 3-1. 3-1. If Roebuck walks, that will load the bases for Troy Simons, who K'd the first time. Which way will Pittman play it? We'll soon see. Watch it. Pitch. Fly ball. Right field. They come in. And the run scores as the ball dropped into right field. That was a very strange one there, as it was a high pop fly, into right field, and it looked as if it could be caught, but suddenly it dropped for a base hit, give Roebuck a single and an RBI, and the weird inning continues. And that's exactly the way this is. That ball was hit high enough that it should have been caught, but the Trail right fielder was playing back so deep that he could only take it on the bounce as it suddenly died out there. The wind is blowing from right to left. Now Troy Simon up. Still runners on first and second. Now the score 4-3. Pitch. And it's a beautiful bunt. There's nowhere to go. When you get a bunt that good, you just have to admire it, and that's what happened. The bases are loaded as Simon, the cleanup hitter, laid down a bunt and beat it out. So we have had nothing, honestly, nothing hit well, and yet we have the bases loaded, one man out. Steve Coleman, a junior first baseman, number 14, up at bat with a chance to put his team at the very least tied with a long fly. One run in. Coleman up at bat. Todd Pittman on the mound, getting no breaks, and the pitch is high. National Trail was rather expecting Coleman to lay one down, to squeeze in what would be the tying run, but that pitch was so high that nobody could do anything. Now Coleman wants to go talk to his coach and say, "Coach, what do I do?" So far this inning, we've had a bad hop single, an error, a strikeout, and a high fly pop single into right field. Then another single on a bunt by Simon. Nothing hard, but they all count. Pennington pitches, and the pitch is a strike. The curveball broke in there. Emphasize again that Todd Pittman is pitching well, but things just aren't going his way, or National Trail's way right now. One ball, one strike. The bases are loaded, and we have time called by umpire Rick Hausman as the ball gets loose. Todd Pittman's been in difficult situations before. He seems to thrive on them. And this is surely one of them now, with one ball, one strike. Pitch. Swing. Miss. What a pitch that was. The roundhouse curve on that one. 2 strikes now. 2 strikes. Pittman trying to get out of it. Can he do so? Here it is. Swing. And it's a foul ball down the third base line, as you say. We are high above the center field fence. Very difficult to tell anything hit down the lines. We just have to wait until the call is made. That one might have scored a run if it had been fair. So Pittman, with a reprieve here, has a chance to work out on McKay again, perhaps. Pittman winds, fires, and he's out. Strike 3 called. How he could take a pitch like that one, I'll never know. But he did, and Pittman gunned him down with a fastball. 2 strikeouts in a row for Coleman. And Pittman now faces Marty Schwender, a junior second baseman, wears number 10. He's the 6th batter, and he whiffed his first time up. And if Mr. Pittman can do the job here, National Trail will still retain the lead. It's as tense as you can get it. And this has been a long, long half inning for Todd Pittman and the National Trail team, sponsored by North Construction of Eaton. Pittman winds, fires, and it's called a ball. Ball 1. Schwender would love to get a walk, but so far there just haven't been any issued by Todd Pittman. Pittman will be a senior next year for National Trail High School. The pitch. And it's ball 2. Now Pittman is in difficulty indeed. Only 2 pitches away from walking in the tying run. And Schwender probably would be very grateful to get free transportation because he struck out his first time up. There's the pitch. And it's good. Strike 1. National Trail is not afraid to throw the ball around. With the bases loaded, Pennington tried to pick off the runner at second. Not successful. Jackson Cable Channel 5 bringing you Acme State Baseball Championship, one way or another. National Trail trying to close it out here in this particular game. They haven't lost yet. Bryan's lost once. Pennington pitches. Swing. Grabbed by the third batter. Thrown to first. Out. Excellent play by the third baseman. Decker fired over to first, and Pittman averted catastrophe there in a difficult situation that was none really of his doing. Things just happened that inning, yet only 1 run was scored by Bryan on 3 base hits. 2 of them very, very fluky indeed. So mark it up in the scorebook and let's go on.
Kevin Havlin.
Kevin Havlin is the shortstop for National Trail, and he's up now batting. He walked his first time up, batting from the left-hand side. Here comes the pitch, and it is ball 1. Havlin is a freshman to be, wears number 3, bats in the 6th slot. Takes the pitch, and Rick Hausman calls it ball 2, which did not meet with the approval of the vociferous Bryan fans in back of Mr. Hausman. Carmody pitches again. This one's down in the dirt. Ball 3. Havlin in very good shape indeed. This is the top of the 4th inning, and we've already had 7 runs. 4 by National Trail, 3 by Bryan. Here's the next pitch. And it's strike 1. Carmody just seemed that time just to lay the ball, actually lay the ball in there as if he were throwing fungos. And Havlin, of course, didn't offer at it with a 3-0 count. Let's see what happens here. And it's inside, and Kevin Havlin, for the 2nd straight time, has walked. Now that brings up Scott Suggs, junior first baseman, wears number 17. He sacrificed his first time up successfully. National Trail can sacrifice. They're a team that thrives on getting that run in somehow. Doesn't have to be the base hit either. Here's a pitch, and Carmody is now having a little difficulty, but it was called a strike, as it must have drifted in. Suggs didn't like the call. Swings the bat. Ever-increasing pace. Lays it down. And it's an excellent play at second base. He laid it down, but the throw came to second and forced the runner, so that's just a fielder's choice, a time at bat charge, unsuccessfully to Scott Suggs this time. So there's 1 out, 1 on. Mark Bain, number 12, the right fielder. He'll be a junior. He hit one the first time to center field. It looked good enough to score a run, but the runner on third was cut down by 2 excellent throws by the center fielder and by Roebuck. Bain takes a strike. Bain waits. Swings, fouls. No balls and 2 strikes. What looked like a promising inning now is turning into perhaps an all too short one for National Trail, unless Bain can keep it alive. No balls, 2 strikes. He's got to watch. There it goes. A nice hit, but it's picked up by the first baseman, who steps on first. However, it has the same effect as a sacrifice as the base runner moves on to second. So with 2 outs, Travis Call, who walked his first time up, he wears number 8. Travis bats from the right side. He has a chance if he could get hold of one. There's a runner on second. And the pitch is a perfect curve by Cormany. Cormany always seems to have base runners on. He's really fortunate the score is only 4-3. 2 out though. Call has a strike on him. Waits. And the next pitch is called a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, top of the 4th. Jackson Cable, Channel 5, bringing you the action, and that's what it is. Swing, miss. Slow curve drifted in, and Travis wound up, but got nothing. But air. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And Cormany is within a pitch of getting out of this inning. Here we go. There's a ball, and it's hit, and it looked like it's going to drop, and it does drop. And that's going to be a run. 1 pitch from getting out of the inning, and he grooved a fastball. Travis Call blasted it into right center field. It's an RBI for Call. National Trail comes right back and scores. They give up a run, they get a run. Now we go back to Jeff Bowser, who had a single his last time up at bat. Number 9 hitter Call certainly has been productive. He's had a walk and he's had a single with an RBI. That was a nice shot. And Cormany wishes he had the pitch back. Pitch is high, but you don't get pitches back. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. And it gets away from the catcher. It's a wild pitch. National Trail just simply is one of those teams that takes advantage. They nick you to death. You don't bleed right away. They don't hit the jugular, but they just nick you. They nick you, and then all of a sudden, pow. 2 balls, no strikes. Now runners in scoring position, and Bowser, if he can bounce one through that right side, as he did the last time, will have yet another run. National Trail now leads 5-3. Oh, has this been an action game? Here's the pitch. Outside. 3 balls, no strikes. That's the way we've got it. And Cormany has to be tired. Just has to be. Pitch is outside again. That's ball 4. And on we go. And guess who is coming up to bat? That's right, Todd Pittman. Todd, who had a single the first time, had a double the second time with 2 RBIs, comes up now. But we're going to wait a while because here comes Clifford Height to talk to his pitcher. Back to action, and a new pitcher, our relief pitcher, has come in. His name is Doug Schilling. Doug Schilling is pitching to Todd Pittman with 2 out and 2 on. We're only in the top of the 4th. This is going to be another one of those long ones. Schilling is a right-handed pitcher. Cormany is now in center field, replacing the center fielder. So pitcher Cormany is now center fielder Cormany, and Doug Schilling is now the pitcher. We have Todd Pittman with a single and a double and 2 RBIs. So as soon as Schilling is through with his warm-up tosses, which really should have been done before this, Pittman will finally get to bat. Rick Houseman says, "You've had enough. Get up there." And Pittman, now we've got another dispute. I don't know what's happening, but Rick Houseman is over talking to the public address. Umpire Rick Houseman is over talking to the public address announcer, and I'm not sure what the dispute is about, but it certainly is taking quite a bit of time. Houseman goes over and talks, and meanwhile Pittman bangs the bat against his cleats. And we cannot figure out what this delay is as Houseman comes back again. We'll be back in just a moment, fans. This is taking too long.
Now batting for
Back again.
the pitcher.
They've had to get out the rule book. That was something I've never seen before. They had to get out the rule book, call the Acme commissioner, and get things together. But finally they decided who will bat when. In the meantime, Pittman, who has been waiting and waiting and waiting to bat, finally gets up there against the relief pitcher, Doug Schilling. Pittman 2 for 2. Now we're trying to get things lined up. Pittman waits, batting from the left side. Schilling fires into the dirt. Very good play by the catcher. Very good play by the catcher. One thing about a tournament that this long, you run out of pitchers rather easily. After Cormany went out, they had to bring in Schilling, probably again saving Roebuck for a second game that may not take place. And this pitch is in the dirt again. We have a ball 2 and no strike count. That really isn't so bad again because Doug Schilling might just walk Pittman. But the trouble is, the next batter up, Todd Snyder, just might jack one out of here. Then you're really out of it. And Pittman swings and fouls it down the first base line. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. This is another long one. But oh, is it thrilling. Jackson Cable Channel 5, the only television station here. The others were going to be here, but they just didn't make it. We're here. Happy to be here on a Sunday evening. Here's a pitch, and it's low. That moves the count to 3-1. Now, one of 2 things will happen. Either Pittman will get a fat pitch, or we'll find ball 4. Schilling is not even listed in the program. That might have been part of the discussion, too. And there's a high one. Ball 3. Schilling didn't even come close with that pitch. But actually, I think that was a smart thing to do. Todd Pittman walking isn't going to beat you with the bat. However, now the bases are loaded, and Todd Snyder, second baseman, number 9, who has so far struck out and made another out, is up, batting from the right-hand side. Here is a pitch, and it's not even close. Outside. There is no place now. That's the thing that you do when you bring in a relief pitcher. If he doesn't have control, he walks into immediate disaster. National Trail already scored a run, has the bases loaded. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch is high again. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Snyder up at the plate. And he'll either get a fat one or it'll be ball 3. Let's see what happens. Trail ahead, 5-3, and the pitch is in there. 2 balls, 1 strike, and Schilling, as Ted Landis Jr. found out, is not even listed on the Bryan program. Yet here he is pitching in a state championship encounter. Waits, throws, and the ball is hit. It's out there to the center fielder who catches it. Cormany catches it with one hand high over his head. Decker's bid for a bases clearing double goes to naught, and National Trail comes away with only 1 run on 1 hit. At the end of the top of the 4th inning, though, NT is ahead of Bryan 5-3. Ready now for the last of the 4th inning. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters are up. Jamie Stewart, junior third baseman. He bats in the 7th position and wears number 7. Todd Pittman, still the pitcher for National Trail. We've grown accustomed to his back. And the first pitch is a ball. I say his back because we're behind the center field fence. as we've been all through this state tournament. 15, 16, 17, and a few 18-year-olds, but none of them very old, really. They'll all be seniors at the very worst next year. Some of National Trail will only be freshmen. 2 balls, no strikes, as Pittman has difficulty right now with his control. Powers it right down the pipe. 2 balls, 1 strike. Todd Pittman whiffed Jamie Stewart the first time up. Would love to do so again. And the pitch is a ball, as the curve does not come in. And Bryan now is waiting out Todd Pittman. Ordinarily that would be fatal, but right now they seem to be getting away with it, as Stewart has a 3-1 count. Pittman rocks, fires, and it's strike 2, right on the outside edge, and the batter did something that you just don't do to an umpire. He started running to first base before the call was made. Some people would call that begging, but we wouldn't do that and say that. 3-2, Pittman fires, and the ball is fouled out of play down the first base line. Beautiful evening, about 2 minutes of 8 on a Sunday evening, August the 3rd. You'll watch this on Jackson Cable later on. We've got a lot of National Trail games for you, along with one from Hardscrabble. And he's out. He took the sweeping curve. He just stood there mesmerized, and you can't do that with Todd Pittman. Now we'll have to see. There was an argument about who would bat when they did all of their lineup changing.
Number 18, Matt McClure.
McClure is still up, so we have that right. Number 18, Matt McClure, junior designated hitter, bats in the 8th slot, wears number 18, and he struck out his first time. 8 strikeouts, Ted Jr. says, for Todd Pittman. 8. That's not abnormal. That's just about a normal situation here in the 4th inning. And the batter takes it high. Pittman will be a senior next year at National Trail. This Acme team is very, very young. Only a couple of seniors to be on it. And the pitch comes in, and it's called a ball. And Todd looks at umpire Houseman as if he can't believe that call. But McClure is 2 pitches away from getting on base, which, of course, is the object of the game. Get on base. Wow, the heat just came. We just watched the heat. Probably the fastest pitch that Todd Pittman has thrown the entire game, and I assure you that the batter, when he swung, couldn't even see it. We do have our binoculars here, and we can tell these things. Just ask us. Pittman rocks, fires. Oh, what a curve. The batter took a half cut. Never seen a half cut before? You watch this on Jackson Cable Channel 5 and you'll see it, because that's a whoosh. I wish I hadn't swung. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. 5-3 is the score. And we've had it all. We've had home runs. We've had doubles. We've had balks. We've had wild pitches. Here's a pitch. And it's ball 3 down low, 3-2. Todd Pittman goes to 3-2 once again. McClure out of the batter's box. Waits. Pittman gets a sign and throws it, and he's out. How can they stand there and take these pitches? I'll never know. But this is, when you're down 5-3 and you're down in the 8th slot, perhaps that's all you can do. Another beautiful pitch, and here comes, I believe, Ken Cormany, who was the pitcher. Now we're still waiting. It is Ken Cormany, so we have the lineups right. Ken Cormany, and he got a single his first time up. Now he's the center fielder, as he's been relieved of his mound chores. Pittman's first pitch is a ball. Pittman has 2 strikeouts in a row. 9 for the game. 9 for the game. Cormany takes ball 2. Cormany squared around like he was going to bunt. Excuse me, ungrammatical, as if he were going to bunt. Took the pitch, and it was a ball. So Cormany's in good shape right now, but the other 2 were too. And there comes the curve, and the strike is recorded. There just doesn't seem to be an answer for Pittman's curve ball. It weaves and it goes in. There it is again. It's hit to short, picked up by Haviland. The throw is good. The out is recorded, and Todd Pittman's had a perfect 4th frame. At the end of the last half of the 4th inning, after a perfect frame there, we find the score 5-3 in favor of National Trail.
Ready now for the top of the 5th inning, and National Trail is their cleanup batter up, and that's none other than Jeff Pennington, senior catcher, number 20. And he's ready. He bats left-handed against Schilling. Schilling rocks and fires in the swing and the miss. Last time that Pennington was up, it went out to the left fielder, and that was good for an RBI. This one's down low. Count is 1-1. Pennington, in his last at bat, was credited, of course, for his sacrifice. 1-1's count. Schilling fires, and it's inside. And Schilling, as small as he is, does not want to hit Pennington, having mad at him. But it was very close indeed. Count now. 2-1. This one's swung on and missed. Count is 2-2, so they're pitching Pennington inside, because last time they pitched to him, it was hit out to left field, but it was good for the RBI, and it was a shot. This one's hit over the pitcher's mound, and it's in there for a base hit. Goes on through to center field. Cormany throws it back in. Base hit for Pennington. Now we have Doug Decker, Jr., third baseman, number 16, who bats 5th in the lineup. Last time that he was up, he grounded out. But before that, in the 2nd inning, he had a base hit. Now we have a pinch runner in. I believe it's 29, Chris Moel, senior to be for National Trail, in to run for Jeff Pennington. Pennington not exactly known for his speed on the base pass.
Chris Moore is running for Pennington.
1 on, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Throw over is low, but we have Moel back at the first base bag. Score is 5-3. Trail's up. They are the visitors, so Bryan will have last at bats. This one's swung on and it's popped up. Third baseman catches it. Now we have 1 out, 1 on, top of 5, and that brings up Kevin Haviland, freshman to be shortstop, number 3. That's 6th in the lineup. In the 2nd inning he walked, and then in the 4th inning he walked.
Number 3, Kevin Haviland.
So Haviland has no official plate appearances since he has walked twice. This one's in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Doug Schilling. Schilling. Right-handed hurler for Bryan. This one swung on and it's hit to second baseman. Second baseman throws on to first, but Moel, who was running on the pitch, advances to second. Now we have 2 outs, runner on second, and that brings up Scott Suggs, Jr., first baseman, number 17, the number 7 batter. In the second inning, he sacrificed. And then in the 4th inning, hit into a fielder's choice. The old FC in the scorebook.
The first baseman, number 17, Scott Suggs.
Suggs now gets his cleats into the batter's box and waits for Schilling to get ready. Schilling, number 12. This one's right down the middle for a strike. Schilling, number 12, was not even listed in the program, and about 4 days ago when I talked to manager Clifford Hyde, he did not give me any stats on him at all, so I'm curious on where they got him. It's outside and low for a ball. But anyway, he's in there pitching. State Finals, Acme, at Salina. This one's hit out to the center fielder, Cormany. Cormany puts it in his glove, and that's the 3rd out recorded. In the 5th inning for National Trail, they had no runs on 1 hit.
Hitter number 11, Andy Moore.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Bryan up to bat. They have their number 1, number 2, number 3 batters up. And they are Moore, Boyd, and Roebuck. Todd Pittman still on the mound, of course, for National Trail. 5-3 contest. National Trail leads. It swung on and missed. Fastball city right there. Todd Pittman just threw the heat. Moore watches the next pitch. Land outside and low. Last 2 times Moore's been up, he's reached Bryan there on the shortstop, Havlin. This one's up high. 2 balls. On the batter, Moore. Waits. And this one's hit to the second baseman. Second baseman makes a nice throw, quick toss, and there it is. 1 out recorded in the bottom of the 5th inning for Bryan. And now we have Steve Boyd, senior right fielder, number 1. In the 1st inning, he sacrificed, but in the 3rd inning, he was a victim of the Pittman strikeout. We're counting up Pittman's strikeouts now. I believe he has about 9. And he does. Pittman fires, and this one's in there for a strike. And it looks like all Bryan can do is hope for Roebuck to come up with a couple men on, but the way it's going right now, Pittman's mowing him down. Swung on and missed. Very, very, very feeble and hopeless attempt. So he swung and missed everything. So he was baffled, to say the least. 2 strikes now on the batter, Boyd. B-O-I-G-T. This one's a attempted bunt, and it goes behind the catcher, and that's an out recorded, a strikeout, because he tried to bunt when he had 2 strikes on him, and that's how it goes down in the books. So we've seen a little bit of everything. Got that as Pittman's 10th strikeout, and that's the most unusual strikeout, but that's the way it goes down. And now we have Joe Roebuck, senior shortstop, number 16. And he has been a menace to Pittman. In the 1st inning, hit a 2-run shot. And then he followed that up in the 3rd inning with a single and an RBI. He's accounted for 3 RBIs. It's up high. Matter of fact, he's accounted for all the RBIs for Bryan. And he's accounted for half their hits. This one's low, outside. And we'll have to see how Pittman decides to pitch Roebuck, but from our observation, I imagine you won't give him anything good to hit. But Roebuck hits it anyway, and this one's fouled down the right field line. Roebuck had a .532 batting average coming into this tournament, and I know that he has to be up probably around 600. Against Pittman, he's had 2 home runs, a triple, and a single, and those have been very good shots. His homers have been to left center and also to right center. This one's outside. Roebuck was also bragged up as an outstanding pitcher with a 0.28 ERA, but then National Trail took care of that. But then it's down low, and it's ball 4, and Roebuck walks. And I think everybody claps there from the National Trail side of it, because now we have Troy Simon, junior catcher, number 6, who's the cleanup batter. In the first inning, he struck out, but then in the third inning, he made amends as he had a base knock. Now we have 2 outs, 1 on, bottom of the 5th inning. Pittman has 10 strikeouts, looking for victim number 11. Pittman fires, and it's in there for a strike. Simon looked like he wanted to do something at the plate, but then he just held off and then went in there for a strike. Sweeping curve doing the damage once again. Pittman, right-handed hurler, senior to be for National Trail. His battery mate is none other than Pennington, Jeff Pennington, and he'll be a senior for National Trail. So look for their baseball squad to do well in the spring. This one swung on and missed. The dropping curve does the damage. 2 strikes now on the batter, Simon. Simon looking for a way on. The cleanup batter for Bryan. This one's up high, outside. We've got the count at 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Time is called. Simon steps out of the batter's box, rubs his hands together, gets a sign from manager Clifford Height, and now he should be ready. As Pittman looks in for the sign. This one's fouled back. Simon was fortunate to get any piece of his aluminum bat on the ball. Just dribbled it back. Beautiful evening here at Salinas Ball Diamond. And it's called East View Park. And we've got a nice view of everything here behind the center field fence. Now we have the pitch. Swung on, and we'll have to see if it drops in. It looks like it could, and it does. The center fielder winds up with it, but no runs scored, so it's a Texas League single for Simon, and Simon now has back-to-back singles off of Todd Pittman. And now we have the number 5 batter up, I believe, and that's Steve Coleman. Steve Coleman, junior first baseman, number 14. In the first inning, he struck out. And in the third inning, he struck out. So you know that he wants to do a little bit better than what he's done the last 2 times up at the plate. We'll have to see if Pittman can catch his number again. Runners at the corner, first and third. 2 outs. And it's outside and low, 4 ball. 2 on, 2 outs. Bryan 2 runs behind, bottom of 5. Pittman fires and swung on, is hit to the first sacker, but I believe it was fouled before it got there. And that's what the call is, so everybody goes back. Rollback goes back to third base. And we have Simon going back to first base. Count now, 1-1. Pennington crouches down, waits for the pitch. This one swung on, fouled back. 2 strikes now. On the batter, Coleman. Coleman has 2 strikes on him. Pittman, of course, looking for number 3. Pittman fires. And it's in there for strike 3 anyway. Don't have to worry about the runner coming down from first because the inning is history. And in the inning, Pittman had 2 more strikeouts. And the totals for Bryan, they had no runs on 1 hit. And after 5 complete innings, the score remains 5-3 in favor of National Trail. Ready now for the top of the 6th inning. Top of the 6th inning brings up Mark Bain, junior right fielder. He watches the first pitch come in, and he bunts it, and I don't believe he'll get on. He's out at a close play at the first base bag. So Bain tried to bunt to get on. 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. And that brings up Travis Call, senior left fielder. And Travis Call has done some damage. In the 3rd inning, he walked and scored, stole a base. And in the 4th inning, he had a single and an RBI. Now he's up. It's in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by number 12, Doug Schilling. Schilling, the pitcher for Bryan. It's outside. Count now, it's 1-1. A couple of the Bryan fans getting on umpire Rick Houseman, but Rick calls him like he sees him. And this one's a definite strike. Perfect pitch there. Doug Schilling. Call, though, waits for his pitch, and then he goes to work. This one swung on and missed, and Schilling records a strikeout. I believe that's his first strikeout of the game. Now we go to the top of the order, and that's Jeff Bowser, sophomore center fielder, number 10. Now we have 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 6th inning. It's inside. Bryan fans yell again, but it was a ball. Calls go both ways. Close ones are definitely the most difficult to call. Now the pitch. It's inside, it bounces up. 2 balls. On the leadoff batter, Jeff Bowser. Bowser, only a sophomore to be. The sun starts to drop down here at Salina's Eastview Park. This one's in there for a strike. Tough pitch there by Schilling. Schilling throwing it right over the heart of the plate. This one's popped up. Second baseman has a beat on it and puts it away, and that's the end of the 6th inning for National Trail. Very quick for them indeed, considering the way they've been scoring runs. And now in the 6th inning for National Trail North Construction. They had no runs on no hits. We're ready now for the bottom of the 6th inning. National Trail, 6 outs away from gaining the state diadem in Acme play, but you have to get through this inning, of course, the 7th inning. Up now is Marty Swinder, junior second baseman, number 10, who bats 6th in the lineup, number 6 batter, facing Pittman. Pittman fires inside. So far in the day for Swinder, we're looking at it right now. Swinder has struck out in the 2nd inning, then he grounded out in the 3rd. Now he's up for his 3rd plate appearance. Pitch is in there for a strike. Count is 1-1. The sweeping curve by Pittman is devastating. 11 strikeouts we've got recorded. First game we televised, he had 13. Swung on and missed. Very feeble attempt. In the 2nd game we televised, Pittman had 11 strikeouts. It seems like once Pittman gets in a groove, all the other team can do is just try to get on, but they have not been very successful at that. It's down low. Count is 2-2. 22's the count. First batter up in the bottom of the 6th inning. This one's hit, and we'll have to see where it goes. It goes down the 3rd base line. It's foul. So the count still remains 2-2. Bryan, very fine team, 25-4. And of those 4 losses, one of them was to National Trail North Construction. This one's hit to 3rd baseman Decker, and the ball played off Decker, and we'll have to see if Swinder goes to 2nd, and he does. It bounced off the 3rd baseman and then went down into foul territory. We'll have to call that one a 2-bagger because it was a bad hop that Decker had to play.
Now batting for Bryan.
Up now is
Number 7,
Jamie Stewart, junior 3rd baseman. And in his 2 plate appearances, he has not fared very well against Pittman because he has struck out both times, in the 4th inning and in the 2nd inning. Runner on 2nd. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Pittman fires in there for a strike. Pittman looks over. 2nd base. Runner leading off. This one's a bunt, and I believe it's foul. And he was lucky to bunt that one because the bottom dropped out of it just as he is about to bunt. So 2 strikes now on the batter. Stewart. So we'll have to see if he decides to bunt with 2 strikes on him, because that was tried once before and ended up being a strikeout as they bunted it backwards. Pittman throws down low, and it's a ball. One ball, 2 strikes. 12 is the count. Pittman ahead in the count. Want to see if he throws a smoke. He does, but it's down low. 2-2 is the mark right now. We have Swinder at 2nd base. This one swung on and missed. Now we have 1 out. Runner on 2nd. And we have Mr. Stewart having 3 consecutive strikeouts. KKK. That's all that can be marked down in his batting slot. Now we have Matt McClure, Jr., designated hitter number 18, but we'll have to see if he bats, because we might have a DH batting for him.
Number 8, Brad Bowers.
And we do, just as I mentioned. Now we have Brad Bowers, number 8, DHing for the DH. And he's getting a couple batting swings in. Bowers. Brad Bowers, 192 batting average. Listed as a DH. And he's in there to do battle with Pittman. This one's in there for a strike. And to do battle with Pittman, maybe you can come in there with 2 bats. Maybe that'll help you out. Unless your name is Joe Roebuck. Pittman fires. And I believe that was outside. Count is 1-1. Runner on second, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Pittman fires. Another very, very weak attempt at hitting the ball. And it goes down to strike number 2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and they throw back to second. Runners back in time. Swinder back on the bag. Now we have Todd Pittman with 13 strikeouts. And that's definitely not an unlucky number because he's earned it. Now they have Ken Cormany up, nicknamed Corn Dog for some unknown reason. 2 outs, 1 on. Cormany has done well. In the first inning, he had a single and scored, but then he grounded out. First pitch is in there for a strike. And now we have manager Clifford Hyde going out to talk to Cormany. There's not too much you can tell a batter when it goes up against Pittman. Pittman has given up 5 hits on the night, and 2 of them have been to Joe Roebuck. The other ones have been questionable, especially 2 of them. Pittman fires, and it's a foul ball, and the batter loses his bat. Cormany. You have to go back after it, as we have Rick Hausman looking on. Hausman, the umpire from West Milton, who has relation that works for Jackson Cable. And that's none other than Bruce Hausman. Zero and 2's the count. No balls, 2 strikes. This one's a heat ball. And we have Todd Pittman raising his hand, perhaps in victory. And after giving up the leadoff double, he then struck out 3 in a row. We've got him now for 14 strikeouts in the inning. No runs on that 1 double. And that was a questionable double. And after 6 complete innings, the score is 5-3 in favor of National Trail North Construction.
Todd Pittman took a strike for the first pitch. Top of the 7th. There's a smash right to the second baseman, and Todd goes down to first base, but the throw beats him. He doesn't really care right now. He goes back now to the dugout to wait for the 7th inning. This is the top of the 7th inning Acme State Championship Finals. There'll be no more if Bryan doesn't come back in the last of the seventh. If Bryan wins, we'll play another. Already 22 minutes of 9 here on a Sunday evening. Next batter up is Todd Snyder. Todd's been up 3 times and out 3 times. And the pitch is strike. Excellent pitching job has been done by this young man. But the damage perhaps had already been done before he got in there to replace Carmody. Swing, miss by Snyder. And everything seems to be an air of anticipation. It looks almost as if National Trail is saying, let's get out quick and get Pittman back on the mound. Roebuck will get back up. The superstar from Bryan will get back up. We'll see what happens. Swing, miss, and Snyder whiffs. Good job. Good pitching job done by this young man, Schilling, who isn't even listed on their program. Jeff Pennington, who has a single. He has a sacrifice in addition to that with an RBI on the sacrifice fly, and he struck out his first time up. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. He bats right-handed this time. He can switch around almost any way, and here it comes. The pitch is a strike. We now have the lights on, and I began to wonder if they would ever put the lights on. They have them on now. 2 outs. And there's a smash, but it's foul. Pennington pounds the dirt in disgust. He thought that was the home run pitch that he would have liked to have had, but he didn't get it. Pennington, the cleanup hitter, is a senior-to-be, a catcher. Where's number 20? Waits. And swings and misses, strikes out, runs back to the dugout. The Bryan fans erupt. They stand in mass because that was an excellent inning. 3 up and 3 out for National Trail. But going into the last of the 7th, it's 5-3 in favor of National Trail over Bryan. It's do or die time for Bryan as they come up here in the last of the 7th inning, trailing National Trail 5-3. 3 outs away is a state championship for National Trail. If Bryan scores 3, then we'll play another. Let's see what happens. And the first pitch by Pittman is low. Moore has been on twice by errors and then made an out. So the big deal right now for Pennington, who is the catcher, is to signal in the right pitches to Pittman and for Pittman to pitch them. And the pitch is good, 1-1. Not to let anybody be on base when Joe Roebuck comes up to bat. Right now the important batter is this one. Swing, miss, and it's 2 strikes. Andy Moore. And yes, we have it totaled up 14 whiffs, 14 strikeouts by Todd Pittman. You can hear the Trail outfielders right down below us yelling, come on, Todd. The pitch is hit. It's going to be a good, solid hit, picked up by Bain in right field, and the tying run is on base for Bryan. Bryan will not die. They are back in business now with Steve Voigt, the next batter. And that was a 2-strike pitch hit solidly by Moore. Steve Voigt, who had a sacrifice and 2 strikeouts, is the next batter. Now Pittman has difficult times ahead. Swing. No, he took it. Strike 1. It was in there anyway. He waved his bat but didn't do anything. When you're down 2, there won't be any sacrificing. If you bunt, it's bunting for a base hit. And of course now the tension really is thick. And the pitch is called a ball. No one from National Trail liked that call. All the Bryan people did. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, and the tying run up at the plate. That's right. Swing, miss. Pittman had the last batter, Moore, in trouble like that, but then made the mistake. And Moore responded with a ringing single to right center. Now he has 2 strikes on Voigt. Here comes a pitch. Swing, out. And the 15th strikeout has been recorded. Now comes the moment of truth that comes to everybody in a baseball game. We have the man, Joe Roebuck, who has a home run with 2 RBIs, then a single with an RBI, and then a walk the last time up, and he is up with 1 out and 1 on. A home run would tie this contest. A home run would tie this contest. An out, and you'd have to say that Bryan was almost finished. This is it. Mano a mano. You call it a duel. Which way will Pittman play it? The pitch. And it's low. I rather imagine that the great Joe Roebuck, who is everything that we heard he was, everything, we take nothing away from him, will probably have difficulty getting a pitch that he can jack out of here. But if anyone can do it, it is he. Pittman after him. Fires high, ball 2. And Pittman obviously is not going to give Joe anything good to hit. If he walks him, of course, the winning run will come up to the plate in the person of Troy Simon. And the pitch is low into the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes. It just might be that Coach Dunham has told Pittman if he's up there with 1 on, walk him, because then a double play and the game's over and he won't have the chance. And that's exactly what happened as the great Joe Roebuck was walked on 4 pitches. The Bryan fans are cheering because that brings up the winning run. Now, Troy Simon, the catcher, has had a good day at the plate. He had a strikeout his first time, but then he came back with consecutive singles. So, now the tension is really thick. We have runners on first and second. We have 1 man out, and the winning run, potential winning run, up at bat. Well, the actual winning run if he hits a homer. But, of course, Pittman's after him. And the first pitch is a strike. Pittman is pitching the ball. Pennington is catching it, and in between, Troy Simon. We have a man here with 14 strikeouts. Pittman trying to finish it. And the fans are gathered all around, waiting to see. And the strike 2. The pitch was strike 2. Simon, who came through the last time on the 2-strike pitch, is here again. National Trail 2 outs away from an Acme state championship. Fans, that's just how simple it is. And Simon up at bat, waits. Here's a pitch. And it is ball 2. 2 balls. No, ball 1, excuse me. That's the first ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Pittman thought he had him. So did we. But we're a little bit prejudiced. Here it goes. And there's 1 out at second. At first, double play. It's over. It's all over. And who do you think did it? Todd Pittman. The ball was bounced back to Todd Pittman. They're state champions. Everything's going their way. It's going to be a happy time around National Trail tonight. We'll have them over here for an interview in just a minute, but color them champions because they are. They beat everybody, and they beat Bryan twice in a row. They beat Joe Roebuck, mano a mano, and let me tell you, he's as great as they said he was. Ted Jr., have you seen a better high school player or duo than Todd Pittman and Joe Roebuck?
Those are definitely the 2 class players of the whole Acme State tournament, but National Trail won it as a team, and that's what you have to do. Bryan basically had a one-man team. I'll state it that way. But anyway, National Trail, North Construction, state champions, Acme, 1986.
We'll try to catch what we can of the awards from here, but it will be difficult, and maybe we can get back later on with an interview with Coach Dunham and his team. This is Ted Landis Sr.
And Ted Landis Jr.
And we're here with a very happy group of young men. Hold up your hands, fellas. That means the Acme State Championship trophy is theirs, and they earned it. Now we're going to let them all come on right now on Jackson Cable Channel 5. Tell them who you are.
Brady Miller.
Doug Decker.
Mark Bain. Thanks a lot. Appreciate everything you guys have done. Scott Suggs. Yeah! Kevin Haviland.
Chris Mail.
Jeff Bowser.
Jeff Pennington.
Mike Harrison.
Chad Miller.
Kurt Thompson. Joe Mendenhall.
Todd Snyder. Yeah!
Rick Faust.
Yeah!
Todd Pittman.
Travis Caldwell, #1.
I'm the last one here. It's Rod Dunham.
And Coach Haviland, stay right here with me a minute. I want to talk to you. How does it feel to be coaching state champions?
Well, it's hard to express, really. I've never been in this situation before in my life, and it's just fantastic. It's really fantastic.
I wonder if the young men realize yet just what they have accomplished until they get back home and savor this a little bit. Out of all the teams in the state of Ohio that wanted to be where they are, only one can hold up that particular trophy.
I doubt if they'll realize it for a few days, really.
What do you think?
I don't think they'll realize it for a few days now, because I don't really realize it yet. I mean, it's just been so much, all at once.
Well, when we came up here, of course, they told us, they said, oh, these kids are too young, they're too inexperienced, they can't do this, they can't do that. All they do is win. What else can you do?
Well, that's all you ask for, and they do the job good. They
Yes.
do a real good job.
Yes, they did. What about the pitching of Todd Pittman during this series? Fantastic.
It's probably the best I've ever seen out of a high school boy. He's really tough. He's a tough ball player.
Ted Landis Jr., any questions for Coach Haviland while we've got him here?
Just one. What do you have to say about your pitcher, Todd Pittman? We had him with 15 strikeouts.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest in this area, I think. Best. Thank you. That's all I can say. I'm not a talker.
That's good enough. That's all right, and we'll try to get Mr. Northover of North Construction.
You think we can get him? He's actually going to come on? Mr. North?
Yes, sir.
This has to be, without a doubt, the biggest thrill in your life, too, because next to getting married, of course. But when you think about these young men behind you with this trophy and what it stands for, and you had the privilege, I guess we could say, of sponsoring them, how do you feel?
Well, I feel real good. Anytime you're associated with a group of guys like this that practice good sportsmanship, but the most important thing to me, and I think to them, is that they never quit. I think that's critical. They'll get beat every once in a while, but with 2 outs in the last inning, they're still trying to figure out some way to win. And that's what a winner is. He doesn't win all the time, but he never quits trying.
And you never know which one's going to come up with a winning RBI, do you?
That's right. Could be any one of them. Any one of them. They all contribute.
It's a young team, it's a talented team, and they're a state champion. What more can you do when you're a sponsor except to say you sponsor the champions?
I guess just smile and appreciate it.
All right. One last thing we would like to say, and that is that we at Jackson Cable have been privileged to know you and to know these young men, and to know that they're going to be on television as state champions is something that we are pretty proud of, too.
We appreciate your coming up here and following us and putting things on tape and following us up. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
This is Ted Landis Sr. and Ted Landis Jr. signing off for the state champions, Acme #1 National Trail. Coach Dunham, this is Ted Landis Sr. with you one more time, and this time is the big time. This time it's state championship time. How do you feel right now?
Real good. I started to make a wisecrack comment. We going to the next game here. What's next? But I've been sick all week, my stomach and everything, and I really feel good now. Coming up here, I've got to stop and go to the cornfields and things like this, and it's exciting for me, and I've got more out of it than I put into it. With the kids, seeing their attitude and knowing they've got something to remember forever, it's really satisfying.
Did you have any doubt in that last inning? I really didn't.
I don't know whether you call them doubts. You're just so nervous. You just wish it'd hurry up and get it over with. And it worked out. I know it sounds odd the way we planned it. My wife was giving me the devil for not pitching to Roebuck. Why don't you pitch to him? And I thought she's smarter than that, But Todd did a good job. We was going to pitch around him after he we'd pitch to him first to see what he'd do, and well, the fences are not big enough for him, and after that we just threw it all outside and let him, if he wanted to chase it, and he walked twice, and I'd rather have him on first base than second, third, and home. So I think the last game we played, he scored their only 2 runs. So it worked out well, and then the last we said, when we got the force play up there, we just go for a double play, and Todd did it, and it worked.
You have been watching Jackson Cable Sports Spotlight.